Hey, folks. I was looking around for some cool shit to play or whatever and whatnot. I couldn't find anything in my library of like, you know, what the fuck, like crackhead type videos. I couldn't find anything that connected to like the, you know, House of the Dragon. So I was left, you know, holding the bag here for a bit there. You know, I didn't know what to do. I'm telling you, Renee, you should have saw it. You want to see some serious, like, some like off the cuff talent. The other night when we did the Andor episode 1 review on Friday evening, the intro I made for it, there was no fucking audio on it. I fucked it up, right? Like there was no audio.
Okay.
It was just an image. I clicked it and whatnot, and it was just dead silence. Like Stacy was laughing, Cyber was laughing, so I jumped in, right, and I was like, do do do. I like tried to do my best Star Wars, you know, like music or whatever. It was really good.
Okay.
There's some serious shit. You know, I'm definitely gonna have to make sure that I edit that out and I put that out like as a solo, as a single, you know.
Okay.
Because I mean, you know, it was spot on. I sounded just like you know, R2D2 and shit. Almost.
You didn't sing in Tuscan?
No. I mean, it's difficult enough as it is just to fucking try to translate for, you know, with Tuscan and whatnot and everything. Trying to sing Tuscan is like, you know, that's like getting a triple master's from MIT.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's tough. You know, I'm telling you, those Tuscans are some complicated people. Either way, bottom line, as always, folks, this is the MCU'S Bleeding Edge YouTube channel and podcast in action. On another Sunday evening edition, live stream reviewing the 9th episode of the extremely excellent, probably the best TV series that probably came out this year, I guess. I mean, I don't know for sure, but I think probably that I've seen, House of the Dragon. And once again, my partner in crime, Loki's mom, or Renee, as I call her.
Yeah.
Just to fuck with people and like get people screwed up so they don't know what to call her, is here to hang out with me and whatnot and everything and talk about this depressing, you know, unethical. What else is there?
Hopeless. Renee? Depressing. It's not depressing. It's not depressing. But I mean, it's entertaining. I mean, it's not as far as me goes, but the whole atmosphere is, I always say it's hopeless. You know, I mean, exciting, but hopeless.
Yes, it's like sullen. Not sullen, but like toxic.
Yeah.
You know, almost.
Those are not happy people. They're not happy people.
No. They don't smile very much, do they? Except for that one dude with the foot fetish.
Yeah, well, you know, that's not really a smile. That was a leer.
I don't even. Well, we'll talk about that. I mean, that was some interesting shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I mean, seriously, what a weird dynamic that was. That really, like, for me, that was like weird almost. That it just really kind of like changed the energy and the tone of like where everything was going all of a sudden. And I was like, what the fuck? Like foot fetish? This is some foot fetish shit? Like for real? Like pay for play? What with feet? Man, I'm telling you.
Yeah, kind of gross.
Oh, it is, but you know what? I mean, I have nothing but respect for women out there and whatnot that can like make some good ass money, like just taking pictures of their feet and sell them to dudes. But good for you, ladies. You know what I'm saying? If you got that working for you and whatnot and everything, hey, I'm not gonna knock your hustle. You know, shit. I wish somebody would pay me for my feet pics.
Damn.
I know. Hawkeye hater 101 ain't gonna pay for them bitches. Yeah, he don't like them. He don't like them Caucasian feet.
Hello, everyone. Hawkeye Hater 1-on-1 here. How y'all doing?
He don't like my feet ain't dark enough, bitch. Nah, I'm just joking. Nah. Anyway, so what's up, William? How you doing, bro?
How you doing, man?
Oh, you know, man, I'm just hanging out over here, kicking it with Loki's mom as usual. You know what I'm saying? That's pretty much what I do. So her and I are like, we're like best buddies.
There you go.
Oh yeah.
There you go.
There you go. That's right. So
we're like sand and paper.
There you go. Look at there he is. Look at the dramatic entrance William comes in with on the show and whatnot and everything. He's not good enough to like hang out with us common folk and shit like in episode 9.
Yeah, he's done at the Fontainebleau Hotel.
Right. That's right.
He's sitting out on the deck.
He's got to come in like a couple minutes into the show and just to like separate himself.
Yes, have to make an interest.
There you go.
Have to make it.
I like the Hawkeye Hater 101 thing though. That's tight. You should definitely make it. You should make yourself a T-shirt up that says like,
Hawkeye Hater.
Like like Hawkeye Hate Hawkeye Club president. Yeah.
Yes. I don't hate it. You know, I don't hate any of the characters. I can't think of one character so far that I just can't stand.
I don't even know how anybody can even logically freaking hate Hawkeye, to be honest.
Is it going to be either I'm going to hate on Hawkeye or I'm going to hate on Captain Marvel? And I chose Hawkeye.
So you just picked one to hate on for the fun of it.
You know, I've never liked Hawkeye. I always thought he was weak. Now, as Ronin, he's the man. But when it comes to being Hawkeye, nah, man. I've never liked him. I never liked him. I never liked Captain Marvel. And I've never liked Cyclops.
What the hell do you have? What's your problem with Cyclops?
Don't let Scott Summers. You got issues.
Man, I'm telling you. I'm over here. I'm like
issues. But, you know, those are the 3 characters in Marvel I don't like.
I'm over here like legit just like some straight up idiot playing with the volume and the bass and shit and whatnot on my external speakers, and they're not even connected. Like the freaking the audio is coming from my MacBook Pro, and I'm just sitting here playing around with the thing like I'm playing with the radio, trying to like tune in the station. You know, I'm telling you, that's one of those true knowledge moments, baby, when it really validates my title. You know what I'm saying?
Feel you.
Yep. It really supports it and everything. I really, you know, it's a good look for me. So essentially, what do you guys think? I mean, if you had to sum it up, like, I guess basically in like, you know, two sentences, right? 15 to 20 words, right? For this to explain this episode, what this episode was like. If you had to sum it up and take a second and think about it. Renee, if you want to go first, what do you, I mean, you know, it doesn't have to be perfect, but how would you sum it up?
Well, I really don't know how to sum it up, but it kind of was this is the penultimate episode, I guess we're talking about, and yeah, I don't know, there wasn't a lot of excitement in it. I mean, it was just all the formality and the intrigue of trying to figure out how they're going to get Aegon crowned, and they, you know, have to go searching for him, and then and I'm going beyond 2 sentences there, I know, but
that's okay.
Yeah,
it was just a test run. I just wanted to see what would happen if I threw that at you.
Yeah, I don't think I could do 2 sentences. I think I'm more than more than a 2-sentence person.
Listen,
but yeah,
I don't care.
I mean, really, I mean, it was just like, frankly, I mean, we didn't see any of Princess Rhaenyra or any of those. They were just totally out of this episode, and it just focused on the high towers and the greens, I guess.
Yes.
And, so yeah, I mean, it flowed pretty good, but it just seemed like it was just a lot of exposition. They had to get us to that point where the kid's crowned. Then they find out, you know, what they're going to do once it gets to the next episode. You know what I'm talking about? So yeah, but really good. I mean, like I say, just spectacular finale, which you didn't expect, and yeah.
Yeah, I'll tell you right now. the only way that you'd be able to get me to I'd be able to summarize the episode in 20 words or whatever, or 2 sentences or whatnot, would be if a penis was inserted into my mouth at some point that stopped me from speaking.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, you can use a banana; it'll work just as well.
There you go. Yeah. But I'm into authenticity, so if I'm going to do something like that, I'd rather go with a penis personally, than a banana, because I'm a genuine person.
Okay.
I like to keep it real. Anyways, what's up, Hawkeye? Hater 101. I'm telling you, man, it feels different to call you something other than William. But I'll get used to it, I'm sure. So you tell me, man. I'll tell you what. I'll give you 45 words. No, I'm just joking. No, what did you think, man? I mean, did you feel like this episode had the depth that a lot of the ones had, or was it sort of maybe almost like
this whole thing was just this whole episode to me was just a rush.
It was frantic. Yes.
A rush for Aegon. That's for Aegon. That's the whole premise. We got to get to him first. No, we got to get to him first. It was just a mad dash to try to catch up with him, to get him in there as king. Once he was found, and they hit that, and they came up with a little plan to hide that the king died. That was about it for me. It was just so.
No, but you tell me though. Everything is off the cuff the whole time. You know what I'm saying? Like Allison is on her feet. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like she's in action from the minute that like Viserys is dead, which I think he basically just died right at the end of the last episode.
Yeah, 8 in 8. Mm-hmm. And she is on the move a lot because she's got a lot to cover up.
There you go. So I mean, she's like legit coming from like him being dead, like straight out and whatnot into the fray, right? Like, and at that point,
lock my girl in the room. She didn't have to lock Eve up in the room like that, though. I thought I was kind of jacked up, but I get it.
Yeah. But I mean, honestly, I think that it was an interesting episode just because there's no way around it, Renee. Same, and you understand, William. They had to be focused on Alicent, right? And it had to be focused on the Greens and whatnot.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because when it boils down to it, their actions and like how they go about this whole deal and whatnot with Viserys' death and everything and whatnot, how they play this out, these politics and whatnot that are going on. This is something where this is like the stroke of like, that sets the tone to war and like the dance of the dragons, and at that point, you tell me, William, do you think that when Princess Rhaena showed up with her dragon at the end there during the coronation and shit and whatnot, was that her kind of like letting her know that, Alicent? Like, yo, I'm not going to burn you up right now like I could, but like, it's on.
Oh yeah, we coming. It's on. We're going to bring it. And that sent the message. Because that's what I thought was going to happen. Oh, hell, somebody finna get lit flames. But it didn't happen like I thought it would. But I think that definite dragon coming in at the end definitely sent the message.
Renee, what the hell was the dragon doing? I couldn't make out some of it. Like, I mean, did melees or whatever actually kill anyone or anything and whatnot, or was it just like?
Unless it looks like he just crashed in through the roof of that cathedral or whatever they were.
Now some people did get hit though by the dragon. Some people did get hit.
Probably did get, but yeah, apparently she called him. She has that mind meld with those dragons, so she called him and to come in, and he just burst right through the darn building. But I wondered why she didn't call him sooner. I mean, she wanted to get out of there. She could have just called him and jumped on the went out on the balcony and jumped on his back.
Mm-hmm.
But she didn't do that for some reason. Anyway, yeah, but yeah, I'm sure some people got killed in the crush, but she didn't she knew not to start the war yet.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's probably a lot of collateral damage when you're fucking with dragons.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like they're not exactly the most precise fucking whatever animals or whatever and whatnot out there in terms of like being concerned about human life and shit, and they're going about their business.
Oh no. Well,
But
You
now
know.
you starting now. You sort of kind of see another thing I like about this. I like about this episode. You sort of kind of see how Game of Thrones is really going to be. If you've never seen it or if you've never watched it before, you sort of kind of get a glimpse into the start of it. You know, with between this episode and what Nine brought to you, which we'll talk about next week. You sort of kind of see what you can expect from Game of Thrones, and that's why I'm really liking the series because I was never a big Game of Thrones fan. Never ever. My sister got me watching this stuff, so you're starting to see between this episode and the next and the newest episode, which like I said we'll talk about on Sunday. You sort of kind of see how Game of Thrones is really going to come about, and I like that.
Did you watch all of it? Did you watch it? Or did you watch all of it already? Or
no, I went to. I did. I am caught up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I am caught up. I watched episode 8 and I watched episode 9. Mm-hmm.
No. Game of Thrones. No.
I'm not caught up. I'm not caught up on Game of Thrones.
No. Yeah, that's what I thought. Renee and I didn't watch it either. I watched the first season. You know.
Yeah, you sort of kind of start to see.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I've seen all the big battle scenes and whatnot and the reaction videos on YouTube and stuff like that and whatnot. I've seen the long episode. That shit is unbelievable.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen that before?
No.
Oh my god, man!
There's two franchises I never thought I would really pay attention to. And it's kind of weird because despite the fact I like Percy Jackson, I've never been a Harry Potter fan, and I've never given Game of Thrones a chance until I started watching House of Dragon.
Well, Renee, you tell me this if you've ever connected on this level with anything before. I got into the House of the Dragon and Game of Thrones through the lore. Mm-hmm. Right? Like the same way I did with Dune. I didn't know anything about Dune. It was the Dune lore, right? that drew me into Dune. The lore. Like
right.
Flat out. Like that's what sucked me in. You know what I'm saying? And then at that point, like I was into it, to where like, I finally ordered like Dune. Like I bought like a used copy of it and whatnot. And I should have it next week.
I think it's interesting how these writers, like in this case George R.R. Martin, their world building.
Yes,
what you're talking about as far as lore and whatnot, and I think
that is
fascinating. I mean, to me, that's fascinating. That's one of the things fascinating about watching this is beyond the plot and the story and whatnot. It's just how he creates this world, like I said, and to an extent, if you're into history and things like that, or study those periods and in particular study legends and myths and things like that. I mean, you could sort of see where he's coming from, where Martin went and got his information and whatnot, and which is perfectly fine. I mean, that's how all writers do.
Sure. Yes, they do.
That's what Tolkien. He did the exact same thing. He
just
was like one of the first ones to do it.
Yep.
So, and there's like dozens of, well, I don't know dozens, but it's several that are out there now that are sort of similar themes, with the mystical set in that time period. And it seems to be a good time period to work with, and whatnot. So, and to sort of base something on. But yeah, you're right. It's very, very fascinating. I can see that part of it.
Oh yeah, I swear, Renee. I mean, if you delved into the lore of Game of Thrones on its own, I don't see how you wouldn't end up interested in it and whatnot to the point where you end up wanting to get into it.
For me, the interest is because I've been saturated with it. Like I say, not only have I read a lot of this other type of literature or seen the movies, but I've also read a lot of the history. So if you know how, I mean, it's like you say, some of it's just naked lifts that he did just right out of. He just took one event that was written in some chronicle 400, 500, 600 years ago and just basically just changed it up a little bit and does it again. I mean, like I said, I think the frame of the competition between the houses is like has been mentioned. It's based on English War of the Roses between House of Lancaster and House of York, but he also goes back to what's called the Anglo-Saxon Chronicles, and a lot of that is how the family structures and how all these dynasties and how they got their power, how they got their position and whatnot. I think he leans a lot on that too.
Well, all I can tell you is this: whatever. Oh, that's not a good shot at me, man. What the hell?
You fell over.
Nah, I mean that's I don't. I guess my penis is broken or something.
I hope not.
Something happened. Broken penis? Don't even know. Anyways, no, here I am. I'm alive. Anyways, obviously something must be disconnected, I guess. But no, what I was gonna say is just that basically, all I can, look, I'm not an expert. I mean, I don't know anything. I'm not a reviewer of books or whatever, whatnot, and I don't consider myself an expert. All I can tell you is it's just that when I've read the Game of Thrones books, I get this vibe from them where, honestly, it's legitimately it's that same trope where it's more enjoyable reading it on the page and visualizing what you're reading in your head than it is watching it on screen and watching Game of Thrones. It genuinely is. It's better.
They had Martin was on Stephen Colbert show Thursday night, I think it was, interviewed, and he brought in an illustration of the how the Iron Throne is actually depicted in the book, which is far more elaborate and far larger than what we see on TV. And so I think there's like some things they have to modify and whatnot, because I guess maybe it gets a little too large for the camera, for their purposes and whatnot. But yeah, the TV show or the movie's rarely going to be as good as the book if the author's a good writer. Now, there's some really crappy writers out there that have written some good plots, but then they have to bring in screenwriters to beef it up and make it sound better.
Either way,
but he doesn't have that problem. Martin doesn't have that problem.
No.
Sure, he's an excellent writer.
No, I like look. It's like with music, right? Like it's like with Bandmate. I know the difference between shit music and decent music. I'm not a music expert, but I know shit music, garbage music from good music. It's the same thing with books. When you're reading a novel or a book or whatnot, I know garbage from a fucking solid book, and he's a pretty damn good writer. The shit that he lays down is rich and thick, like to dig through and whatnot, and it's very interesting. It definitely gets you reading it, unless you're literate. You know what I'm saying? And then at that point, who cares, right? Yeah. So, it doesn't matter. Not even a concern.
I mean, they can get the audiobooks.
There you go. Yeah. Right. I think it would actually be beneficial to society if we just stopped reading in general.
No. No, sir.
No.
We can start,
Go back to talking about your penis.
What's there to talk about? Hey. Geez. Believe me, it's not very impressive. I can tell you that. It's certainly not as impressive as Maylee's. You know what I'm saying? And it's not big enough for a chick to ride on either. So, just to be clear. But anyways, no. So essentially for me, what I genuinely took out of the episode, honestly, was basically the fact that, for one thing, I have no fucking idea what to expect from episode 10 at all. I don't. No clue where they're gonna go.
Really? Not after watching, not by watching the end of it when the dragon killed her son?
Wait a minute, hold on. Is that what he did? Did he burn Aegon down?
I think he did.
Yeah.
That's what it looked like when that dragon came up and whoosh, and then you saw everybody go, and then you saw the dragon, everybody go down, and it's
that's why
got, and then the mom got the news. You could see the mom get pissed off at the end.
I couldn't tell. Seriously, I was
watching. That's what it looked like to me. I maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Loki's mom sees it different, but that's what it looked like to me.
What, it's in episode 9?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't recall seeing that, but I have seen the last episode. So
because they came through the rain, and after they came through the rain, it was clear skies.
Right.
He thought he was cool. But as he was flying, the dragon came up from underneath and spit out fire. And
I didn't see any flame.
Are you talking about the end of episode 10? When Aegon and not Aegon, the two boys are having a dragon fight.
yeah, my fault.
Come on now, don't be spoiling the shit on me. I haven't watched that shit.
Yeah,
My fault. But that's what I was saying. You sort of kind of see where, and this is what I'm liking about it. You're sort of kind of seeing how Game of Thrones gets started, basically, and that's what I'm loving about it.
In a way, but the difference is though, is the dragon fighting.
Yeah. And the dragons are beautiful, man. Oh my gosh.
I'm telling you, and you tell me if you think I'm right, Renee and William, you too. I think that they purposely put them off to the end. I don't think they wanted to overexpose the dragons too much in this first season.
Mm-hmm.
I think they wanted
particularly because one house had more, and B,
right,
they've never been used in a fight before, so they've never seen war.
That's not true.
Mm.
Some of them have already been in battle before. They fought.
The main two. Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
I know there were some that didn't.
Oh yeah.
Well, they used the Battle of the Stepstones. Damon wound up using his dragon, to but yeah, I think it's mentioned. I think it's in this episode that no, they don't want to use the dragons because, like you say, as Jeff mentioned, that's like the nuclear.
It is.
I mean,
it's what they call mutually assured destruction. If you start that war, everything's going to burn down.
Yeah.
So
yes,
basically.
Yes,
you want to do everything you can to keep from getting to that point, just like we do today. When we still fight wars, ever since the atomic bomb was invented, we still fight wars, but we try not to get it to that point to where we could use those.
Right.
No, because I mean, honestly, what we've talked about before, I mean, and I think that obviously, I mean, you guys have seen it. I'm sure I'll see it too in episode 10. And I did see, of course, like when you see the Long Night episode in the Game of Thrones, which from what I understand is the best episode of Game of Thrones, essentially. And I believe it too, because that fucking thing is awesome. I mean, I've watched it several times. I've watched people doing reaction videos to it and shit and whatnot. And I'm telling you, some of the Game of Thrones folks just like cry the whole time and shit and whatnot during that crap. But that's a freaking badass episode, man, where they fight the dead at Winterfell and shit in the final battle. But either way, they should have closed the show out with that instead of freaking the way that they like fizzled it out. But either way, no, the dragons are like fucking almost like fucking the most impactful weapons of war that exist.
That they have, yeah.
I mean, and they're extremely devastating in like what they're capable of, especially the larger that they get, right? Mm-hmm. The bigger they are, the nastier they get and whatnot. The more flame they can spit out and whatnot and shit. The more the shit that they can destroy, the stronger they are. At that point, I guarantee you right now in season 2, we're gonna end up seeing at least if not a couple, straight up armies just get straight fucking smoked. And one, like, you know what I'm saying, bam, like just vaporized and shit and whatnot, burnt to death.
We've already seen one dude get stepped on by a dragon.
Hey, I mean, I'm telling you, I mean, I think it was a good move. I really do. I think it was smart to kind of not overdo it with the dragons and kind of put them off. Yeah. How many seasons do y'all think this is going to go? What do you think, William?
Oh, no more than 2.
Really? You think they're going to wrap the whole fucking thing up?
I think we'll get 2. I don't know if HBO Max will keep rid of all the issues that they have running. I don't know if they'll do a 3.
Okay. What do you think, Renee? I know, and again, Renee, with the premise of that, that I know that you haven't gone over, the entire, Dance of Dragons in terms of, exactly what ends up happening overall.
Mm-hmm. Well, I don't think it would be more than. I don't know why they would go more than another season, because this is a prequel to a lot of events that have already happened.
Right.
So there's not a lot they can. I mean, one thing I think, like I said, they're supposed to do another series or another spinoff. they're going to oversaturate if they're not careful. I mean, you can only have so many dragons, so many, you know. But
I mean,
like
what are you gonna do? Spin it off to the great
there's
grandkids of these
There's not
people?
a huge change as far as I can tell from what little bit I've seen of it, of the Game of Thrones series with this other. I mean, it's just different characters basically going through the same plot moves, and so the entry. It's the characters. It's the characters that you get hooked on more so than the stories and whatnot.
Right.
To me, I mean, that's you want to find out what happens to them, and
that's a prevalent theme in HBO series in general. They're all character driven, heavily. That's typically what you get, right? I mean, if you watch any of the really good ones, like in the Sopranos, right? It was legitimately it was all the characters that that made the Sopranos what it was.
And Sopranos and Succession, the one they got going now, I think it's going to start. Another season's coming up pretty soon on it, and here again, it's kind of the same story. It's these families, or in this particular case, it's just this one particular family, and they're trying to vie for their position. Who's going to be the next CEO of this huge, corporation, and the uber rich. I mean, the people who have yachts for their yachts type people. And and they live on a totally different plane than what we do. They're way above us as far as at least that's how they see themselves and how they live. They certainly spend the money so that they can be that way. But so that is interesting just to see how all that plays out and whatnot. I don't think we really saw it so much. Well, we saw it some here. We finally saw some street scenes where they're rounding all the people up. They just sort of, they don't know the people on the street. They don't know what's happened. They don't know the king's died yet. So there's all of a sudden all the soldiers and whatnot. They're just pushing everybody, start rounding everybody up and just pushing them toward the center of town. And we sort of get the dowager princess. Or not dowager, but the older princess. She's caught up in it and just sort of moves with the crowd. I guess she wants to find out what's happening herself.
Oh, you mean Reyna?
Reyna, yeah. Because at one point she does get out. She gets out. She's locked in the castle.
It's Rhaenys. Yeah. I'm sorry, it's Rhaenys with a Y.
Yeah, Rhaenys. She's locked in the castle, and I guess one of her loyal lieutenants or whatever gets her out, sneaks her through one of those hidden chambers and gets her out. And and we see a little bit more. What I said, one thing I've always complained about was we don't see enough the street life. So when they're going out looking for Aegon and whatnot, we do get to see a little bit more. And I thought that was when they get into that pit with those children, where they have children fighting. I mean, that's like the worst of the worst.
See, that's Game of Thrones. That's what Game of Thrones is about, though. I mean, that's the difference. That's the contrast. Yeah. Is that they're trying to go in a different direction here. They're not going to be displaying what the actual everyday life type scenes and whatnot that you see that I've even seen when I've watched Game of Thrones, where they do show regular people, like like the common folk and whatnot, and like what they do and whatnot and everything. But there was actually one clear reference to Game of Thrones that we did hear in the episode, and that was when Alicent threatened to send the next person that mentioned killing Rhaenyra at the council to the wall. And she's talking about the wall from Game of Thrones, the wall that separates, the Seven Kingdoms through the north, from the far north where the fucking the Walking Dead are. You know what I'm saying? The long night motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the one that Bran the Builder built. That's like 50,000 feet tall or whatever and whatnot, and it's made out of ice and trees and shit.
Right.
It was built with magic and giants and all that shit. I'm telling you,
I would like to see a lot more of. We've seen precious little magic so far.
Oh, I'm telling you, Renee, if you I'll at some point, if I remember, I'll write myself a note. I'll send you a video that just talks about the wall itself and like its purpose, the building of it and whatnot and everything. The whole concept of the Night's Watch, right? That mans the wall and whatnot and everything, and where they come from, like, and all that and whatnot. It's very, very interesting. It really is.
Mhm.
It's an integral part of the whole Game of Thrones books and whatnot and everything. Jon Snow at one point is a part of he actually is like the Lord Commander of like the Lord's Watch. They're the ones that actually man the wall. But yeah, I mean, that's the wall that legitimately like defends the entire Seven Kingdoms from, you know, if the walking, you know, if the dead ever come back again, you know, type shit. But again, that, you know, that in Game of Thrones, that hadn't happened in thousands and thousands and thousands of years since like the first man or whatever came, you know, and since the Children of the Forest were around. But that was a cool connection. I like that. I really did. And that council meeting, man, was interesting. It really was. The tension of it, you know, there's division like all over from jump. You know, I mean, which was no way around that. There was going to be like issues with people being loyal to the series. You saw people questioning Alicent and her story and whatnot and everything. Like, yo, I know the king. He would not want this shit. You know, like straight up, you know what I mean? And it's just the constant Game of Thrones, the constant politicking, right? Mm-hmm. And then Alicent finds out that the freaking council has been planning on freaking throwing Rhaenyra to the fucking to the garbage anyway, to the gutter anyway, from jump. No matter what, anyways, no matter what happened. You know? And she's shocked.
Well, yeah, she didn't know. She resented the fact that they had been doing all this talking behind her back. They had everything ready to go. You know, once he died, they were ready to implement their plan, and that insulted her.
She should have known better. That was naive of her. You know what I'm saying? Like just like Clubfoot tried to tell her.
Right.
You know? I mean, seriously. Like, I mean, you know, there's spies and shit all over the place where they're at. Like that's just how it is. Those members of the council and whatnot, they've all got their own hustle going, you know, like they all do in some way.
Their own interests at heart.
Yeah, they do. And like at that point, you know, that was cold, man, when Kristen Cole killed that dude right there at the table and whatnot for fucking like disrespecting the queen and shit and whatnot. Did he use his sword? Or did he just legit take his head and just smash it into the table?
Oh, you mean dang it. No, he smashed his head in the table because you saw him bleed out and die.
Okay.
You saw him bleed out, he went bam. And then you saw the blood come out of his head and he was gone. Because
the commander ordered him to put his sword down.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know, you know what I mean? I couldn't tell. It happened so quickly. That was some serious shit right there, too, right, Renee? I mean, if anything, you know what I'm saying? Like, that was like Kristen Cole's way right there of being like, hey, like, I'm with the queen no matter what. I'm ride or die with this shit.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he owes his life to her. So, yeah, he's going to, whenever, whatever that lord, whoever it was, stood up and was protesting, you know, this is not how it should be, yada, yada. And, you know, clearly we've already sworn loyalty to Rhaenyra's and whatnot. Yeah. What he hit his head, I think what it was, some sort of little, they look like little flying saucers. I said, finally, I got my flying saucers that were on the table that were in front of him. I don't know what that was, but when he hit his head, he smashed the other side down onto that. So
he was gone.
That's what killed him.
He was gone.
I mean, hey, you know, I mean, honestly, if Alicent needed to get her way or whatever and whatnot, she should have just like showed those fucking good ass feet, baby.
I mean, I'm thinking with Alicent though, I think it's kind of funny because at that time, I'm not saying diplomacy isn't possible, but in that time they were so rough, they were so direct and so barbaric at that point. I don't think that trying to find a diplomatic means would really truly work.
No,
because the way everybody had their own interests lined up, war is inevitable.
They had already worked out and decided that the logical thing was to kill Rhaenyra.
Yeah.
So,
So
I thought that was very interesting.
Well,
The
they
way-
know they're outmanned with those
Now, man.
dragons. They
Mm-hmm.
got more dragons.
I know. But the way I thought it was very interesting that Allison fought, not about that whole thing. I don't believe that my husband wanted his daughter killed. You know what I'm saying? Like that was some serious shit. You know what I'm saying? She was not having that.
Yeah.
And that was a consistent thing.
Well, and that was their best friend. They
Yeah.
they had their relationship
buddies.
when they were children.
Yep.
Grew up together, and they're like sisters, really, if you stop and think about it.
Oh yeah, and they probably rubbed snatches against each other too.
I doubt. No, Jeff. Remember, we're talking about teenagers here, so let's leave all the sex talk off the teenagers. Once they get 18, you can say what you want to.
But I thought 9 was
I'm
really
just
good.
in your own interest, Jeff. I'm saying that.
But I thought 9 was all right. Up, they found Egon or whatnot, and then you got the scene at the end. But past that,
did you think that Did you think that Amon was going to kill him? I did.
I did too.
I think he wants to.
I think he wants to. Yeah.
I don't know why he didn't.
Well, I guess he had to wait on the right chance.
They
let him make the first move. I think,
right, buying time.
Yeah. I mean, didn't he basically declare almost like to that one dude privately that he wants to be the king?
Mm-hmm.
Or not that he wants to be the king, but that his brother's not fit to be the king.
Right. He's not fit for it.
No,
and I still think it was kind of a thing because you want this dude to be king, but he don't want to be king. He didn't want to be the king until he found out about his what's called.
Nah, man. I mean, seriously.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I would think that being a king ain't so bad, but he'd rather just go on some ship and go sail away or whatever.
Exactly. He need to go. He want to go and just find himself permanently.
He was going to go. It was going to be him and a picture of Brie Larson,
and there you go,
and some sand.
Yeah, he can take a picture. He can take that picture of the number 1 with them everywhere he want to go.
But no,
she built like the number 1.
No, I mean honestly, Renee. Now, for once, I'll actually be on the same page with you on some shit. Aegon is a fucking unethical fucking piece of garbage.
Oh yeah. And think what he's gonna be like as king.
Oh God. I mean, Joffrey.
Think about it.
Like Joffrey.
He's gonna be like a corrupt congressman or a corrupt senator.
Oh man, I'm telling you. In the books, the Game of Thrones books, there's some fucking characters in there, man. Some of the shit that they do to people, to women and men and shit and whatnot, the torture, shit and everything is unbelievable.
Wow.
It's unbelievable, man. Like seriously.
That time period was so rough.
I mean, the shit that they would do to people and to women and whatnot and everything, and unbelievable, man. And you are talking about some serious torture, dude. There's some sadistic fucking people in those books, man. And I mean, from what I understand, they didn't even really show the real, how real raw these characters were in the series. They didn't want to.
We just got a watered down version. I got.
Oh yeah. Because I mean,
there's swine and pigs out there now. Look at the Sinaloa cartel. What do they do to people? And that's the dynasty. When you stop and think about it, that's a great Game of Thrones down there. It's just drugs, meth and whatnot.
Yeah, but back during this time period, they literally have people employed in and trained to torture motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? They teach it.
They need to subject the people. They need to subject. You saw how many. There's only just a handful of them, and then there's thousands of people out in that street. So they have to either rule through terror, through subjugation, which is how these people are ruled over, or you have to get in good with the people.
Right.
The one dude in the Game of Thrones, he debones one guy over and over again. He rips the skin off of his fingers and his feet and his toes and shit and whatnot and everything. What piece by piece?
Yeah.
And then just leaves them hanging.
There's sick people on this planet. That's why when I see stuff like this, I'm always thinking about this stuff really does happen. This stuff goes on right now, right as we're watching this. Somewhere that's happening on this planet, and that's when I start losing my hope and whatnot.
I know. I'm telling you. And, either way, no, I thought that it was interesting seeing Otto Hightower in the episode. I think that he's been an interesting character throughout the series to me. I mean, I like the actor to begin with.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And I feel like
Yeah.
he's hard to figure out. It's hard to really at times to figure out really where he's at with certain things in a way, But so essentially, you guys tell me, where do we? You already saw episode 10. Don't spoil it for me.
Okay.
But I mean, are we in full blown war before we even get to season 2?
Could be.
Yeah.
But let's weigh it, the cliffhanger. I mean, the cliffhanger at the end of episode 10 leaves it that way. Unanswered, but that's how it's pointing.
Well, I'll tell you right now, again, and this is just in my opinion, or a guesstimate. HBO Studios is not the kind of studio and whatnot and everything. They're not the type to like try to do something where they would overplay this card. They don't do that. They jump from stuff to stuff all the time. Like their series are always different. They're always jumping different directions and whatnot and everything. So I don't see them lingering with this. I don't. That's not their card. I mean, they're not perfect, but I mean, in my lifetime, I can't think of anybody else who's produced series of the quality of theirs.
Right.
If you like type of like content, if you like adult themed and orientated series like that they make.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they got to jump on it too because they were like they were the first big cable.
Yeah, they were
movie channel. I mean, talking with nothing but movies. I think it was HBO was the first big one. And so yeah, they were at it a long time before they even started producing their own content.
No, you're right.
They
dominated the shit back then. Yeah, they did back in the day. They dominated shit.
Mm-hmm.
Then Showtime came in and started doing some, and then about all of them do now. And then even it's transferred over onto other not the premium channels, but I'm talking about FX. I think FX and AMC have done some really good series like that, and different ones.
I still haven't watched Legion. I've got to watch Legion. I've caught a couple episodes of it, and it looked awesome.
There's one on Amazon that's just started. I think it's 2 episodes have dropped, called Peripheral. It is really good. At least check out the first. I think if you check out that first episode, you'll like it. It's set in the modern time period, but it is about time travel and how it's set. Actually, I think it's set like in 2035 or something like that, and then it's also a time jump to 2099 as far as the years, and they're actually able to do a type of time travel, not physical time travel, but a type of travel communication using quantum computers.
Is that like
and using gaming and using gaming systems?
Is it She-Hulk quality?
Oh, it's better than that. Don't even think She-Hulk there's no comparison.
Anything better than that trash.
Yeah, but like I say, just try Peripheral. Just check out to anybody out there too, not just you two guys, but anybody listening. Yeah, give it a look see because it actually talks a little bit about the quantum realm and a little bit. It doesn't get real too technical, but at least enough to tell you what they're talking about, and sort of you can sort of let you understand this whole quantum realm thing that's going on with MCU right now. It kind of gives you a little bit of okay, I understand what they're saying here, as far as the physics of it goes and whatnot. But yeah, just give it a look. See,
I was actually thinking to myself when Allison and had that intense conversation and whatnot and everything, and we're getting pretty heated. And Allison told her, you should have been the queen, right? Mm-hmm. Like my husband was a pussy, right? I was thinking that, like, basically what she was saying was that the series should have been on She-Hulk. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he was probably he would have been one of the people that Madison went to visit.
Well,
She went back in that time period, walking around in her little mini dress and her carrying her cocktail.
well, let me tell you something right now. I'm telling you that Stacy, my buddy there, from the Some Real Shit podcast or whatever and whatnot, is like all about wanting to do this She-Hulk season 1 recap shit, and she wants to get dirty with it and whatnot and everything, and flush out all of the ideological stuff and whatnot and everything. I talked to Cyber about it and everything, in terms of like how we should go about it. And the best I could end up coming up with was like maybe doing it in 2 shows, like breaking it up and doing like one show where we kind of episode to episode and just kind of like talk about in a positive kind of not too serious way the quality of the series, and then like another show where we actually flush out the real shit, the stuff that everyone's fighting about and whatnot, and just put it right out there and say fuck it.
Yeah, whatever. Sounds good to me.
Me too.
Sound good to me too.
Oh, you want to get on that too, William?
Yeah, I'll get in on it. So I can laugh.
Oh yeah, of course you do. Yep.
Yeah. We can just talk pure shit.
So I can laugh.
I told her, I'm like, no, go ahead, Renee.
We hate She-Hulk 101.
No, I mean, I've told Stacey straight up. I'm like, you do understand, right? That if we like go into all this, like, it's gonna get like heated. Like, there's no way around it.
Nope. Sure, it ain't.
But well, hey, whatever.
We hate She-Hulk 101. Let's go.
I think it needs to be flushed out. Personally, I do. I think that like somebody needs to like have an open conversation about the stuff that's causing this.
Well, without getting too much into it, I'll say one thing about She-Hulk. It wasn't written for dudes.
Wow.
It wasn't written for us.
I just don't think about. I don't want to get into it deeply. All I'm going to say, William,
it wasn't written for women either.
I don't understand. I don't understand what it is about anybody, woman or men, no matter what your ideology is, that did not logically grasp or see what I saw, as far as the fact they demasculized every fucking male in the show, essentially, all of them.
Can I say including Daredevil?
Well, not really.
Can I say including Daredevil?
What you saw with those fucking all those like purely like laughably to the level of their chauvinist like type dudes on there and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
It's what these.
Well, the women didn't come off any better. The women didn't come off any better.
These liberal like third wave feminist writers and whatnot and everything that wrote.
No, there wasn't any liberal.
There
were no liberal. If they were any liberal women writing that, I'd be surprised. I think that was.
Folks, that's
the whole. Let's not get.
Renee already told you. Renee already told you. One of the executive producers is like a Marxist.
Jeff,
folks, let's not also forget. Folks,
was a troll toward fanboys.
Let me also remind you guys.
But anyway, I'm a liberal, and I'm into that, and I don't, we don't really need to get into politics and whatnot, because then you're gonna start talking about personal stuff about myself.
Let me say this real quick. This is the same series that had Daredevil, a character who is bad as hell.
Yeah,
an iconic character.
Walk of shame.
Walk of shame with a purse. Yeah. Enough said.
Liberals are people too, and liberals have hearts, and liberals are not the evil assholes.
No. I'm not saying anyone's evil, Renee. What I don't understand is how no one can see this.
Everybody saw it. Everybody saw it, Jeff.
But it wasn't a joke. Point. That's all a smoke screen.
Everybody saw it. It was done on purpose. That's why everybody saw it. It was done on purpose.
It
was done on purpose. They did it to piss you off on purpose.
Nah.
Yeah,
I don't think so.
Well, we'll talk about it when we get to.
We will. We'll be talking about it.
Let's get back to the Game of Thrones.
You're right.
But my thing too. But my thing too with House of Dragon is the fact that now we're gonna do episode 10, and I keep saying this. It just makes me hyped up to actually start getting into Game of Thrones. If you want a series that you can just get a good start on what Game of Thrones is and get your head wrapped around it, this is the perfect series to get into it. This is perfect. We
talked about that last weekend. The same deal, the same conversation. I said something similar, that like if you wanted to convince people that didn't watch Game of Thrones or give them a reason, right, to say fuck it and go watch it, I don't see how this wouldn't do it. Like, I mean, again, I could be wrong. Don't get me wrong. Like I know for a fact that like William, for instance, you watch more TV series a year than I do. I know you do. Renee, I don't know whether you do or not. Overall, I don't. You probably
not a
do.
lot. Not a lot. I don't watch.
Okay, well, I'll say this: I do watch some, but I don't watch all of them. So all I can say is just that as far as what I've seen this year, this is the best shit I've seen. It is. I haven't seen anything of this quality other than House of the Dragon. I can tell you right now, compared to the Rings of Power, there's no fucking comparison.
I would have to say that if you want to get away from fantasy, there's a lot more that are better.
But
I hate Rings of Power. I hate Rings of Power.
You know
I don't
what?
see
Better Call Saul was the best as far as I
I don't see how.
The
I don't
Session's
see how.
really good. I like that. I think that's a really good. Like I'm saying, if you want to talk about fantasy shows, it probably is of that genre. But once you get over into straight drama, straight whatever TV, where you're getting out of fantasy back into the real world, there's several shows. There's several that are as good or even better than this show.
It's all within our all individual purviews, right? You know what I mean? Yes.
Whatever you like looking at,
No, hey,
AMC
AMC does a good job with their series. Don't get me wrong. I know they do.
Mm-hmm.
They don't play. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I believe it. You know, I mean, they make quality TV shows. They do. I mean,
did you ever see? Talking about my favorite actor, Tom Hiddleston. It's been around for a couple years now, but it's called.
That TV movie he did?
The Night Manager. No, it's called The Night Manager. Yeah. Excellent type.
Wasn't it like a 2-part special deal or whatever or something like that?
No, it's a 6-part, 6 1-hour episodes.
Okay.
It's basically spy story, kind of in the James Bond type deal, but really good series. I recommend that. I think it's on Amazon right now. You can pick it up on Amazon, but that's a really good.
I'm going to start making James Bond movies myself, but my James Bond is going to be a pussy. He's going to be one.
They've already done that, Octopussy.
Yeah. He's going to be one of these.
You're going to be mono pussy.
He's going to be one of these weak, unassertive, like pussy dudes. You know what I'm saying? I'd be James Bond.
You'll be pentapussy.
His big villain for the first film will be Man Thing. That'll be
Man Thing. Yeah, bring back Man Thing.
Yeah, he'll be the villain.
Ted. Man Thing's cool.
Oh yeah, what are you kidding me? You think I haven't forgotten about Man Thing? Come on now, I love me some Man Thing, baby. I already talked to Kevin Feige about replacing Chloe Zhao with Man Thing already. You know?
Yeah, funny.
And what did Kevin say?
He was too busy. I mean,
had to talk to the Kevin.
He was having a private meeting with Miss Cleo, about Chloe Zhao.
Him and Walt Disney's head.
Yep.
You have to talk to the Kevin.
Kevin.
Yep, the Kevin.
Something. But Kevin, when he's into Kevin, the last word on is Nexus. And Nexus always keeps jumping up that word and whatnot in the MCU. So I thought that
Chloe Zhao has a contract, has a special clause in her contract where she has to have an inclusivity clause where a white person can't speak to her. So like there has to be a black
crying out loud.
That has to like
for crying out loud, Jeff.
White person, you know what I'm saying?
That's a barefaced lie.
Why you always lying?
Yeah, he's always lying.
And it's funny.
There's kind of lies too.
Why you always lying?
That shit was crazy. That was some funny shit. You know it, man. Seriously. No, but
she's got an Oscar and you don't. She's got a lot of money and you don't. That's
William, what's going on with your new show, man?
We just wrapped up the second episode over on Geek News Now. It's called A Really Good Podcast. We talked about Disney. Not sure what we'll talk about this. I'm not sure what we're going to be talking about coming up. But last week we talked about classic Disney shows and movies. Really good show. You check it out over on Geek News Now on YouTube. It's pretty much exclusively there. And we just talk about old movies, old TV shows, and I believe we're gonna talk about shows of the 80s and 90s. So that's gonna be real interesting to talk about.
Sorry about that cough in there, folks. My irreversible erectile dysfunction from Michelle episode 7 is starting to spread to other parts of my body.
Okay.
So,
It's already hit your brain.
Oh,
shit.
oh,
Okay, so
You're gonna have to do something about that, Jeff.
hey, that was nice. Perfect. Dan William, what's up with you? What's up with you with all the tech, baby?
I got this on my board. I got a soundboard I can do all this on.
Or yeah, no, I have. Oh, did you see that? You saw I got a monitor, right? Finally.
I see you. Good shot.
Yeah. I didn't get it. Mine's not as nice as yours, though. I wanted to go cheap because I never had one before and whatnot. So.
Oh yeah, but this board I can do everything on this board. You know, I can do stuff like this.
Make sure you come next week. MCU Bleeding Edge, House of the Dragon episode 10 review. Your boy gonna be in the house. Loki's mom, True Knowledge will be here, and hopefully we'll get Cyber too.
That is dope. But I'll tell you, I've been busy between regular content to make and whatnot, and I've been guesting again and whatnot a little bit more than I had been for a while. All the people that I do segments for and whatnot, like Gerald Glassford and whatnot, and everything with Pop Culture Cosmos and whatnot. Since this is basically the end of Marvel right now for a minute, everybody wants to kind of flush out the MCU shit right now. And at the end of the day, at that point, I'm still trying to catch up, like the podcast and stuff like that and whatnot. I still haven't even figured out how to really use my Stream Deck yet. That bitch is complicated, man.
I mean, we can do a Black Adam review if y'all have seen it. We can do that at some point.
Yo, good. I'm glad that you mentioned that. Black Adam review, Saturday night. We're doing it. It's on.
Well, I haven't seen Black Adam and probably won't go see it till it comes on TV. So
that thing was awesome.
I'll watch that episode.
My boy Shaw gave me a little tip on a website to watch it on my phone, and it's like it was cool, man.
Son of a bitch! I cannot remember what time me and Cyber decided we were going to do it on Saturday. I want to say that we agreed on just doing like our normal time. I think it was 9 p.m. or 9:30 p.m. or something like that. But I'll get back to you on that, William, and like out there in the audience and whatnot. I'll let y'all know. Make sure you know. This Saturday coming up, next weekend that's coming up, we're gonna do our review. And honestly, I hope William can make it because we're gonna need his DC knowledge.
Gauntlet's coming back on Saturday, so but I can come in at 9. If you do it at 9, I got you from 9 to 10.
Well, if that's supposed to be
from 9 to 10, bro.
That's supposed to be your Barry White shit or whatever and whatnot. I'm telling you right now.
I'll take care of you.
That actually sounds like more like a horror movie.
It sounds like Barry White with the record slowed down.
Scary guy, yeah.
It sounds like Barry White, except he was drinking some scissor.
Disguise my voice like this guy.
I'm telling you right now, I drink me some scissor myself if I had some right now.
Drinking some scissor. We're drinking scissor now? We doing this now? Oh, man.
What did you think? Real quick, folks. Renee, I know you heard about James Gunn getting hired by DC.
Oh, yeah. I read something about that.
They had to do something. Tell you that. They had to do something. They got a lot of cancellations going on over there, and they got to do it
running like Firefly.
They got a lot of stuff going. They canceled a lot of shows and redoing them. They're shifting the focus on Green Lantern, and man, they're doing it. Man, they need them.
What's going on with what is going on with the Flashpoint movie?
Still working on it. Well, we're not working on it. Just having to be released. Other than that, I hadn't heard anything else about it. I hadn't heard it being worked on or any changes or anything happening to it.
Well, at least with Black Adam, they got a different character. I mean, it's been for so long. It's been Superman, Batman, back and forth, back with that. So,
Hold on now. They did do some. Hold up now. We did get a break in the chain. We did get Wonder Woman. and we did get Aquaman.
Well, yeah, Wonder Woman. I'm sorry.
So we got to break in the chain,
They
even
brought Wonder
though
Woman
that
out.
even though that second
But
Wonder
then they
Woman
went
movie
right
wasn't
back
that
to
good.
Batman.
Even though that second Wonder Woman movie wasn't that good, the first one is still good. We got Aquaman, so we had a little bit of a break.
The Aquaman movie was good. Aquaman was solid.
And then we get Flashpoint coming up. You're gonna see a bunch of characters there, including that new Supergirl who Sasha Kelly, who I'm not really feeling, but we'll see what she does. So we got a lot going. So
William, I don't think it's gonna hurt anything to spoil an end credit scene for Renee or whatever and whatnot. So she's not gonna watch it in theaters anyway.
No,
Yeah.
We do see Henry Cavill as Superman at the end of the film.
Oh, okay.
He shows up as Superman, so he's back. You know what I'm saying? Like he's not leaving the DCU or whatever and whatnot.
and that's because of Dwayne Johnson.
Yep, it's all because of The Rock.
Mm-hmm. The way it said, bring him in, bring him back. I mean, that's exactly what they did. They brought him back.
Yep. Well, I'll tell you right now, Warner Brothers is fucking crazy to want to get rid of him to begin with.
Yeah, because he want to play that role. He wants to play Superman. Henry wants to be him. So it didn't make much sense to take him out of it.
Well, it's unfortunate with the release dates getting shifted and whatnot and everything. Marvel just shifted the release dates.
Yeah. They did a couple weeks ago. Mm-hmm.
Renee, did you know that they decided to turn Armor Wars into a film?
Armor Wars. Who's that? Is that DC or Marvel?
That's Marvel.
That's Marvel. That's
okay. Okay.
Yeah,
well,
that's War Machine series.
Yep.
Where it's like it's Iron Man-esque.
Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, no, okay. I remember that now. Yeah. I have to think back when I did read comic books. Who's what? But yeah, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
he's gonna get his own movie. That means he's gonna get his own solo film, essentially. War Machine, which I think is great. I'm happy about that. Blade is on hiatus in production. The director walked away from the project. I have no clue what the hell's going on with that. The rumor is that Mahershala Ali is just completely unhappy with the scripts that they've come up with and whatnot and everything, and just is not having it.
Oh, okay. Well, I can see that because their scripts have been going down. That's for sure.
Yeah, apparently. I mean, I don't know. You tell me, William. I don't know how much validity to really expect here to this. I mean, I don't. From what I understand about Mahershala Ali, he is the type of dude where he's not going to be down with some weak shit.
I heard Ali was hard to work with too, but that's just what I heard. I don't know how true that is, but I heard he was kind of hard to work with.
Yeah, I mean, you don't know what to think. I mean, some people are saying, "Oh, well, I mean, he doesn't want to after what Wesley Snipes did with the Blade character and whatnot in those films, what they've meant, right? The whole superhero movie franchise, overall. He doesn't want to do. He doesn't want to put anything out that's not of a certain level.
Well, yeah, he's being a stickler because he wants to play it to the best of his ability, and if the script isn't what that's gonna be, and if that's the solid truth, then hey, I ain't got no problem with it because that's the preference of the actor because he wants to bring justice to that role and give Wesley Snipes that honor because Wesley played it the best, and he wants to honor Wesley for playing that. And if the script isn't beating up to it, I sort of kind of don't blame him for having issues, but if it's not the script, I don't know what's up.
Well, he probably got creative control of his character in his contract. So
yeah, probably so. But once he get everything down, it's gonna be a good movie. I really think it's gonna be a good movie.
Oh, I'm sure.
Ali is a good actor, so they'll pull it off.
I agree, and I'll tell you, honestly, I think Black Panther 2 is going to be awesome. I do, and I mean, I know. I'm sure y'all must have really. Did you guys? Did you guys enjoy the Ant-Man 3 trailer?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've looked at it one time. I haven't done a reaction. I haven't done a show on it or anything yet.
Oh no.
Mm-mm.
Oh, so you have not discussed it?
No, I have not discussed Ant-Man with anyone yet.
Well, I'll tell you what. That'll be a good way to wrap up our House of the Dragon episode 9 review.
Okay.
We'll drop our rating for the episode and whatnot and everything.
Mhm.
I'll play the Ant-Man trailer, and we can bullshit about that for a minute and whatnot. We'll drop our rating, and then we'll plug it. We'll plug away and freaking go handle our business and do real life adult shit,
Okay.
like smoke weed.
I gotta go to work, so
Or go to work.
I can't do that.
Or go to work.
Yeah.
All right, I'll tell you what. Before I play the Ant-Man trailer, I'll start off. I'm going to give episode 9 a 7. Maybe a 6.5. I think it's might have been the worst episode of the whole series. Honestly, to tell you the truth, honestly, I'm not going to bullshit, but I'm happy to hear your opinions. What do you think, William?
Give it a 6.
Ooh,
Give it a 6.
damn. All right, Renee.
I give it a 7 because I think it advanced the at least this episode where it wasn't a lot of action in it. It was a lot of talk, and but it did advance. I think the setting of what's coming up for the next season or for the next, at least the last episode, and certainly for what's going to come in store for next season. So
Good point.
it wasn't, I can't give it, like I say, it didn't have some of the excitement in one of the other episodes, but it was not a bad episode. It was well done and well written, and so yeah, I give it a 7.
I think that it's possible that maybe it just wasn't this part of the Dance of the Dragons, this phase right here, this aspect, right? The series dying and whatnot, the politics afterwards and whatnot, and then the coronation of Aegon. I think maybe it's possible that it just isn't. It's not a very riveting story or like storyline to work with for an episode overall.
No, because they're having to line all the characters up again. Because all the bets are off now, so everybody's trying to find their place again, and that's so. Just a lot of people maneuvering around.
Oh yeah, and in season 2, what you're basically going to see is you're going to see these characters now continuing to evolve into war, like in war territory. And we're going to see what they're like then. Like when it actually gets life and death and shit and whatnot, and it's dragon on dragon and army on army and whatnot, and it gets take us to that level. And that's going to be interesting. And I think that that's probably going to seriously demand a lot from these actors and actresses to
Oh yeah.
Because that's just going to get intense. It's like in season 2, it's not going to be all suppositional and backstabbing and hush hush. It's going to be right out there. So hey, you know what? I think that what are you going to do? I'm sure. I mean, you guys have already seen episode 10. I haven't. I'm sure that probably episode 10 will kill it. This one didn't do it.
Oh yeah.
This one didn't do it, but the Ant-Man 3 trailer fucking kills it.
I used to ask myself a lot of questions. Scott, you're at ex-con. How are you an Avenger? That doesn't make sense. But everywhere I go, people tell me the same thing.
Thank you, Spider-Man.
People still need help, Dad.
That's why we made this.
It's like a satellite for deep space, but quantum.
Wait a minute.
You're sending a signal down to the quantum realm. Turn it off. Now!
Secret universe beneath ours. What are you so afraid of? There's something I never told you.
This place. It isn't what you think.
Beyond
promise you hope. And give you more time. If you help me. So, what's it gonna be? Ant-Man.
God damn, Jonathan Majors is fucking sick, man.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, seriously, just the minute he starts talking, like he almost like takes over the whole everything.
Yeah.
You know, I'll tell you, seriously, like, how the fuck did Cassie figure out how to like build quantum realm devices and shit and whatnot from like the end of Endgame to now? Or whatever? Did she like?
She is older.
Yeah, she's a teenager now.
Mm-hmm. She is older.
And some more of those smart teenagers, all these smart Marvel teenagers.
And if she's gonna any, I don't know. Yeah, she is older, a little bit smaller, a little bit wiser.
I think he was taking those pills from that one movie with the one dude where he was taking those pills that were making him really smart.
Mm-hmm.
Robert De Niro and shit and whatnot. That's what happened. That's what she was doing.
Okay.
No, I don't know this for a fact, but at first I was really excited when I saw her in there in her uniform and everything and whatnot from the comics, from the Young Avengers as Stature. But I've heard that they're actually not going to go with that name. They're not going to go with the comics. They're going to call her something else. But I do think that it's neat as hell. That, I mean, anybody who read the comics had to have known that was Kang City.
Yeah. You knew it.
Yeah, I think it's interesting because it, like I say, the Kang City.
You knew it.
And then there's going to be now what's going on with the TVA where there's a giant Kang statue that's at the end of Loki. So I think, you know, how's Loki going to tie in? I think definitely they're going to tie in together somehow.
I just think it's funny as shit that like nobody really paid that much attention to the fact that like we saw the city in the bubble at the end of Batman 2 and real in a fleeting moment.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just a little bit.
Yep.
Yeah.
No one really got into it too deeply and really paid attention and really delved into it. Was like, yo, we're gonna get some Kang, baby. Like it's coming. Like in Ant-Man 2 of all things. Like it was almost because it was Ant-Man 2 that nobody really got into it that heavily.
They hadn't really talked about it at that point. That movie came out. They really wasn't talking about the the multiverse of madness and stuff like that yet. That's all hadn't even happened.
Yep. No, I just think it's typical Marvel Studios. They were showing us right there what the hell they were going to do.
Yeah. They had it tucked away, tucked inside.
Yeah, it was right there the whole time, and what the hell's going on with the freaking haircut that they gave the Wasp?
To be fair, she did have it in the comics. To be fair, she didn't always have long hair, so
she cut her hair.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, she had short hair at one point in the comic.
Yeah, at certain points you get tired of dealing with your hair, and you're just like cutting it off short and being done with it.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, obviously there were more interesting stuff that went on in the trailer besides that.
Oh yeah.
We saw Bill Murray.
You saw Bill Murray for a second?
Hey, I mean, again, what's up? I mean, look, if Marvel Studios is over, right, and they're garbage or whatever or whatnot, and it's done, like it's already done and whatnot and everything, why are all these fucking like classic, like massive big name actors and whatnot?
Well, they're paying them massive amounts of money.
Heck yeah.
Those actors need to work, and there's not a lot of stuff.
I mean, there is something called bills that you have to pay. And
well, hey, man, the Tuscans paid you like a cloth as a trade.
Hey, look. Back
I don't
then,
think the MCU's garbage yet. I don't think it's.
I don't think it is either.
Yeah, that's going from one extreme to the other.
I don't think it's garbage yet either.
I'm being sarcastic. I'm just talking. I'm mimicking the asshole people that I see on like YouTube and everything.
I mean, because if you go back and look at like that last Doctor Strange movie, for example, I don't think MCU is trash because this is the MCU. Anything can happen. If you want to bring back Black Widow, you could do it. I don't think Scarlet Witch is dead. So if you want to bring her, you can bring her. The only person you probably couldn't bring back, well, you probably could if you did it right, but I'm not if doing it right. You might not be able to bring Iron Man back, but I don't think Scarlet Witch is dead.
She's not.
Bring back
her and Black Widow are both alive. I got them in my closet.
But I don't think she's dead. And if you want to bring back Black Widow, you could bring her back too. You just have to be sure how you do it to make sure it makes sense. But I don't think the MCU is dead.
Yeah. She died on a mystical planet. When at Vomor, is that what's called?
That's why I said she ain't dead.
She could be in some sort of suspended animation. But yeah, they like you said, they can do anything with bring the characters back. I actually was reading a little thing. It said that at the end of Dark World, Loki was supposed to actually die. That was supposed to be it for him. But then the popularity of the character, and then they decided at the very last minute to tack on that little ending where Loki turns into Odin. So, that kept him into the series.
Right. So you can do anything. MCU's not dead. There's still a bunch of possibilities left for the MCU. Bunch of possibilities left.
I love the MCU, man. Again, I'm trying to parrot these idiots.
What a lot of people are saying, a lot of the haters. I feel you. I feel you.
The haters.
I don't pay attention to that crap that much. I don't. But here and there, you can't help it. It's
that all women's Avengers team is going to come out at some point. We're going to get that. We saw that in Avengers Endgame.
The MCU is bright.
Yeah, it's bright, man. It ain't going nowhere.
Anybody who didn't grasp that there was going to be a lag when they had to go ahead and start from scratch, sort of, and whatnot, and everything, just because of like how the movie industry works.
Right.
That actors and actresses can only play a character for so long.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, what they managed to do with the actors and the actresses they did, for as long as they did, was a miracle. Was like it's something never done before. Right?
Yep.
So there had to be a change. There had to be a slowdown.
Right.
And at that point,
I feel you.
I legit think that all the hell is going on is like troll ass dudes and people trying to like get clickbait shit. Oh, Marvel's dead. MCU's dead. Shit, I'm telling you right now, any motherfucker who wants to bet against Kevin Feige is stupid. Like seriously.
We have to look at like if Marvel had a great couple of first seasons, and now we're into season 4, season 5, and the team's not doing as well. So I'm not going to run off and abandon my team because as things always go, they're not going to be as good as at some point. They're not going to be as good this year as they were last year. So that's how I look at it.
You think Kevin Feige doesn't like competition? Do you think he doesn't like a little bit of like he doesn't like having to deal with some pressure?
Oh yeah, but he's king of the hill, so that's what he's got to look. He's always got to look over his shoulder. He's the top guy as far as making these types of movies go.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even think he's even shooken from any of this. I don't think any of the fandom stuff even phases him. And overall,
no, they're far more hits than misses.
Oh yeah.
No, I mean, listen, that's one of the greatest aspects of the MCU is that we can all enjoy all of the older content. We watch the older films and whatnot, right? And we all still enjoy talking about it.
Oh
right?
yeah,
It's fun. It's fun still talking about Ultron as a villain, right? Like,
that's what I'm saying. When they took the entertainment of just watching the movies alone and built it into a community.
Yep.
Of people who are in we're part of the MCU too, because we come on here and we talk about it. So we're part of the MCU world too.
Yep. That's right.
And a vital part of it, I would say. I don't know that anybody's listening to us, but there's certainly other shows out there that I'm sure these guys listen to because that's their bread and butter. Right. They need to know what's going on in the fandom and what the people want and whatnot and what's going wrong and where they need to fix it. So they're always listening, and I'll give them credit for that.
Well, I want to be a part of a threesome with Jean Grey, Storm, and Rogue from the X-Men, a foursome, and me.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna do me a magic sandwich. It's gonna be Loki and Doctor Strange.
So we're gonna have our own team. It's gonna be called.
Give me Elizabeth Olsen and Scarlett Johansson. I'm straight.
It's gonna be called X-Sexual.
X-Sexual. There you go.
Mine's gonna be mine's gonna be Hawkeye wishes he was here. Hawkeye wishes he was here. 1-on-1.
I'll tell you what, William. I bought a Hawkeye T-shirt from the Hawkeye series the other day just for you.
William, did you ever see? I saw you probably look it on YouTube, but when I guess it was the Avengers came out years ago. Jeremy Renner was on Saturday Night Live, and they did a Hawkeye skit.
Oh,
God. I saw it.
Basically, talking about he just doesn't do anything.
Don't do that, man.
That was funny as shit. Yeah.
Oh man,
that was funny as shit. It really was. I'm telling you.
Man, we scared of Hawkeye. That's my thing. We scared of nobody. Man, Squirrel Girl ain't scared of Hawkeye. Come on now.
I think just that name alone makes her my least favorite character. I've never
Squirrel Girl.
Squirrel Girl, but I cannot stand the name.
Squirrel Girl.
Nasty rat.
Listen, I agree with you. But at the same point, she ain't scared of Hawkeye. She ain't scared of Hawkeye.
So the only thing I don't understand, William, with the Hawkeye thing is I don't get how you don't see that he tethers the original 6 Avengers. Like he's like the glue guy of the team.
He's the everyman.
No, he ain't. No, yeah, he just a dude with a bow in there. That's all he is.
He's an everyman.
He a dude with a bow. He a dude with a bow and arrow. That's it. No special leadership skills. No coolness about it. Like I say, if he was Ronin, that's different from a personal standpoint. If he was Roman, he's got that extra value because of the martial arts skills and the sword.
Hawkeye is a team player. He's a team player. That's what I like about him.
Y'all can have it.
He doesn't have to be the star.
Y'all can have it. Ronin ain't got to be the star either. He's just cooler. That's all that is. He's more useful. I just don't like Hawkeye, man.
Oh well.
What's you gonna do to me? I'm gonna hit you with this board.
Can't like everybody, but you can draw. You can do it to an obsession.
What you gonna do? What you gonna do, Hawkeye? What you gonna do? I'm gonna hit you with this bow and arrow. Oh, okay. Okay.
Could you do that?
What? Hit him with a bow and arrow?
Yeah. Could you get a bow and arrow right? Because you even draw the bow down.
Yep, sure could. I used to be in the archery. Back in the day. I sure could. Right. My bow was at about, and it was a beginner's bow. It was about 60 pounds of tension.
Yeah, I bet you were born with that.
It was born about 60. It was about 60 pounds of tension. I wasn't born with anything. Man, and granted, none of my targets were bullseyes, but I didn't miss the target. I didn't miss the target. I hit the target every time. Wasn't a bullseye every time, but I hit it but I hit the target.
Here's a bow and arrow, boring.
All you do is shoot, man. Come on, with his boy. Green Arrow is more interesting than Hawkeye. Come on now. His backstory is way better than Hawkeye. He was on the island. We all know his story. He was on the island, had to get off the island, and on that island is where he became Green Arrow for all intents and purposes. And his story is a lot cooler than Hawkeye's.
Hawkeye got to give him a good woman, so he's got something going on with him. Got a nice family.
He got a good family. He got a nice family.
He's a good father. He's a really good father.
He definitely right. He definitely.
You can't say that bad about him.
He definitely got the
He's
the
Ford
minivan.
You think Hawkeye's a good man? You think he's a good man?
He got the Ford minivan with the #1 dad on a license plate. Yeah, he's a good dude. He just boring. He's a good dude. He just boring.
Well, that's an awful thing to hate somebody over their boring.
Boring. Next. Give me somebody interesting to look at.
I think he was a great piece of the original 6 Avengers. I mean, I don't.
Yeah, it's just his personal preference. But he's way in the minority. I'll say that.
Like Ronin better. I like Ronan better.
I do too. I mean,
dude,
like
when Widow caught him in Japan, you saw him turn around with the sword in his hand and the music playing.
Oh, the trailer?
Yeah, man. Oh, Ronan is the jank. I like Ronan. I like the suit, the sword, everything. But the
I think
Hawkeye
that's what it is.
himself,
I think you have an unrequited love, and it's not being given to you.
I'm telling you, man. William, you've seen those trailer reactions, man. Like people with Hawkeye not being in Infinity War, seeing him take that mask off and shit and whatnot and everything and whatnot blew people away. They were like, "Holy fuck, Hawkeye's back!" Damn.
Not me.
And he's Ronan too.
Like I say, Ronan is the jank. He's the. If I had to choose, it'd definitely be Ronan over Hawkeye any day.
Well, I'll tell you, Renee, Renee, did you ever even see the Avengers Endgame trailers?
Yeah, I probably did, but I can't remember any of it.
Yeah, I know I saw 2, but I can't remember either one.
Yeah.
All right, check this out real quick before we head out of here. I want you to check this out, Renee. I want to see what you think of this. Oh, fuck that!
What the hell was that?
Hey, man.
I don't like that audio, man. I didn't like that. No, don't even worry about that. Whatever that wasn't good.
Yeah.
That sounded not positive. No, that was I was gonna play a reaction, trailer reaction to Snyder Cut. But it's the wrong trailer. The first trailer sucked. I thought anyway. The second trailer was freaking awesome. Did you see Snyder Cut, Renee?
What was that? What did you say? Cut?
Did you see the Snyder Cut of Justice League?
Oh yeah. I saw that.
You did?
Yeah, liked it, but I did not like the musical interludes.
They did him wrong too.
After that first one, whenever they hit the next interlude, I just put the sound off.
They did him wrong too. Because how the heck you gonna let the movie sound like that? The end of the movie be like that, and then it said, "Oh,
and that ending, that weird."
It ain't coming back.
Yeah, I wanted to see that movie. Like, when's
it
that
ain't
movie
coming
coming
back.
out?
You brought John Jones into it, and then it ain't coming back. Come on, man. That's just wrong. That was some good stuff.
Well, I just want to put it out there right now. I decided that for the Guardians of the Galaxy Christmas special, when we go to review that, I'm gonna dress up as Santa Claus, and I'm gonna have a baby leg coming out of my underwear.
No baby legs.
No baby leg. No.
I'm gonna have a baby leg.
No baby doll legs.
No.
Or you can do it. I just won't be there.
She said, "I just won't be here to see it."
All right.
He's thinking what he wants to.
I just won't be here to see it.
William, please, brother, please plug away, man.
Yes.
About the Geek All podcast.
Yes. We'll be making all.
I'm not sure what's going. If there's any, what's really, I don't know if Podcast of Champions is taking a break or what's up, but
no, they got a lot of stuff going on over there. But the last project I did was She-Hulk, and so I don't know what they got coming up next, but I'll keep my eye out for it.
Yeah,
let you know.
Geek Gauntlet will be coming back this week from a 2-week hiatus. We'll be back this week over on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook, 10 p.m. Eastern Time, getting you caught up on everything DC, Marvel, anime, etc. So definitely come join us, Geek Gauntlet Podcast, on Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube.
That's right. And you can, of course, when she feels up to it, find Loki's mom, Renee, on the Podcast of Champions at sakar.freeforums.net, where there's all kinds of friggin' She-Hulk drama. She's been crazy. She's been intense. So, true knowledge and to step in and set shit straight real quick. But it's okay. It's all good.
Oh, I didn't see any of the drama. There wasn't any drama that I recall.
Wait a minute. There was no drama?
No, not on my part. No.
Oh, okay. I got you.
Not on my part either.
Oh, okay. Good.
I
It wasn't my fault.
Nah, I didn't even want to see the drama. I didn't even bother wasting my time going to see all the stupid messages back and forth or whatever that caused the conflict or whatnot.
Because y'all know it was
That's right.
not my fault.
Yeah, well, I don't care about the personal drama and all that. If they can't handle it, that's their problem.
Right.
I'm telling you. All I can say is that I'm glad She-Hulk's over. Hopefully, maybe I can get like an exorcism of my penis or something to bring it back to life. We'll have to see. I don't know. I'll have to talk to Boba Fett real quick and see maybe he can try to like maybe soup up my Bacta tank and whatnot and everything. I don't know. Let's see what happens. But either way, folks, thank you very much for enjoying the hell out of this. Obviously, very professionally well done and very thorough breakdown of episode 9 of the House of the Dragon. There you go. Thank you very much, William, for the Darth Vader voice there. Very nice.
I am your father.
Well, that don't sound like Darth Vader.
It really don't.
No. It sounds like I sounded like when I was trying to freaking record with my shit ass Wi-Fi after the hurricane and whatnot, trying to go on people's shows.
Yeah.
All robotic and shit. Like I was a robot.
And froze half the time and pixelated and
there you go. Either way, folks, we at the MCU's Bleeding Edge appreciate the hell out of you. Thank you very much for fucking throwing us some fat ass statistics on these House of the Dragon reviews. We've been killing it. We haven't had Facebook for freaking like 3 weeks because of StreamYard, unfortunately. I have no idea what their deal is, which really sucks because we were killing it on Facebook with these reviews. We were. People on Twitch are loving it. Like they're loving some House of the Dragon. So shout out to the Twitch, and our few, our small fan base over there. But overall, thank you very much for getting us over 4,000 subs on YouTube. Just noticed the other day when I looked and checked and whatnot and everything that we'd already hit that point. I'll tell you right now that that one piece of advice that people gave me about YouTube, that first 1,000, that first 250, that first 500, that first 1,000's a bitch. That's the shit. That's the real game. You got to get through that. You know what I'm saying? And then it gets a lot easier. Well, you know what? It's true. That's the one piece of advice that is legit. Because once you get past that 1,000 mark, shit just flows, baby. It's all good. It's all gravy. Just like William, Hawkeye, Hater 101, and his relationship with Hawkeye. And his respect for him and whatnot,
No respect for Hawkeye. None. Take that to the bank.
Well, either way, I've got hella respect for Renee, Loki's mom. Or thank you once again joining me. We appreciate you out there, Tony, who is getting over COVID. He'll be back for the finale. Hopefully, William will be back, and he'll work on his Darth Vader shit over there, whatnot, and everything, and fine tune it a little bit.
Yes.
yeah. Right now, it sounds like the guy at the bus depot. do Darth Vader doing bus.
Oh my
Raleigh,
goodness! Oh my goodness!
Holy shit! You know what? I just freaking heard that what's his name bought freaking Twitter today.
Oh yeah, Musk.
Yeah,
Musk.
Elon
Holy
Musk.
shit! I can't believe that.
Yeah, I think he's getting ready to lose his shirt on that.
Wow, that surprised the shit out of me, man.
Yeah. To me, Twitter is like a 45-year-old woman in a bar with 20-year-old men.
I don't know how you feel about it, William. I don't like Twitter, man. I don't
like it either. It's not moderated well. And you get a bunch of people over there, a bunch of unsavory characters who like to troll. I just don't like Twitter. I created a Twitter. But then right after I created it, I went through my security settings and start protecting my stuff. Because the thing with Twitter that I hate, if you don't protect your tweets, you don't protect your account, they don't ask you if somebody can join. As soon as they find you, they'll hit the follow, and that's it. They got you from that point.
So
you get a lot of
they chain off of you from there.
Right. And that's why I don't like. So once I went to protecting my tweets, Yeah, now I'm able to see.
That's
who
how
comes
Facebook
in.
used to be. Remember? That's how Facebook. Remember?
Mm-hmm.
Remember when Facebook, when your friends and your family and shit, whatnot, their friends could come fuck with you and talk shit to you if they wanted to?
Yep.
Yep. Same deal with Twitter. Same thing. But no, I'll be honest with you. I have put together a lot of collaborations on there. I've had a lot of creators on there. I found guests on there before. From that perspective, I appreciate it. But I mean, the whole tweeting thing does nothing for me. It just doesn't do anything for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Either way, folks, again, for Simon Shark, my co-host, my excellent co-host, of course, is spending time with his wife right now, having family time and whatnot. For William, the host of the Geek Gauntlet podcast. For Renee, Loki's mom, my good friend.
Yep.
And a friend of the Bleeding Edge. And for myself, Jeff S., a.k.a. True Knowledge, wish you the best. God bless you. Have a great Monday. And we will see you for the finale next Sunday.
Later, guys.
Yay.
With a baby leg.
Dragon leg.
Well, I'll give this little cookie an hour before we're doing the no pants dance. Time to musk up. Wow. Never.
Really, y'all don't know this, y'all in danger.